And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes a guest. He's a wrestler, talk show host, and curmudgeon who always votes for B. Arthur, never Betty White. It's RJ City. And he's a wrestler, artist, and proud peacock who travels with his own fruit. It's Dalton Castle. Tone Zone is here to remind us that the rules are no fact-checking. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen, Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little fried plantains. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Jess Flowers. Yes, I am on Patreon. Just yesterday, I uploaded an Ask Me Anything, and you can get episodes of The Friend Zone. That's my bonus podcast. And you can submit carbohydrates, and you can see pictures, and you can find out gossip and all sorts of stuff. And if you're going to do a subscription, which I recommend the annual subscription. You get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
Also, while I'm plugging things that you can sign up for and directly support me via, might I tell you about my Substack?
Substack.
AllisonRosen.substack.com. I am writing frequently on there. That's really where the gossip is, and other stuff as well. Daniel has advised me not to just, because I was really plugging it as like spilling the beans one by one or telling secrets about my time on the Corolla show. But then Daniel encouraged me to add this sexy phrase and other stuff. So, AllisonRosen. Did you say I did or I did? I did. Maybe not in that wording, but I think you were approving of letting them know there's other stuff as well. You guys, I'm not just that. I'm and other stuff. AllisonRosen.substack.com. Okay, I would like to say hello and welcome to my guests. To you, this episode's just started, but for us, it's been going on for hours. Dalton Castle, hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Wonderful
It's nice to see that this show is still going so smoothly.
I know, right? RJ City, hello.
It's been so long that I feel like I'm visiting my old high school.
In the sense that like it's so fresh and exciting?
Yes, and I've gone, oh, you still have the same wall.
Yeah. Well, do people normally change their wall? Oh, I mean, I know what you mean. If you go back to a high school, you're like, oh, look, it's that same. Like, I remember pushing push pins into that, and I remember there was graffiti there.
Yeah.
Can I open with something creepy to set the tone?
Yeah, let me just finish saying hi to everyone, and then we can do.
Tony, Daniel. All right, I got it.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I deserve kudos and adulation for remembering that. Yeah.
Names?
Give me my kudos. For remembering people's names and remembering that I'm supposed to say hi to Tony. No offense, Tony. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Tony, hello.
Hello. And just to fit in with all the issues we were having before we started, it seems that suddenly one of my pages on the soundboard that had all the new drops only has this one.
Oh.
That's all you need.
Good.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's so multi-useful. What's the word for something that can be used in a lot of multi-purpose? Okay, RJ. So you had something creepy to tell us.
Yeah, I just remembered. I thought this was a good thing to throw out. I like throwing things out while I'm here and letting you deal with them.
Thank you.
When I went back to my old high school, I spoke to the librarians, and they told me that they had a nickname for me.
Mm.
And it was Beautiful Boy.
Okay, I need to know more about these librarians.
Nice ladies, middle. I don't know how old they were because I was so young. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were always like 45 to me. They could not have been.
They could have been like 26.
Right.
Or 65.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would frequent the library. I would draw in the magazines. But I was nice about it. So, yeah, then years later, I came back making the rounds saying hi to people, and they said, oh, my God, it's so good to see you. You look great. And, we always liked having you here. We used to call you beautiful boy.
How did you feel about it?
It made me, at first, they were never lecherous, so I wasn't creeped out about it.
Right.
But then I almost felt like some sort of, I felt like Atreyu from the Neverending Story. It was just a weird way to refer to me.
Is he known? Wait, why Atreyu? Yeah.
Like your horse was drowning because it was afraid?
No, just
In the never?
This one. To be exceptionalized like that was weird.
To be so remembered.
Yeah.
Is this a tall poppy syndrome? You just don't want to be special and different.
I'm not really a botanist. You're going to have to fill me in on the.
Oh, it's not a botanist thing. It's a Nordic thing. So and I forget now what country it is, but Dave Hill told me about it. I want to say Sweden maybe, or one of those other super far north ones. They have this thing called tall poppy syndrome.
One of those northern countries. Just up there.
They're all kind of the same, right?
It's so fun to be racist about the allowable ethnicities,
isn't it? Though,
yeah,
I find that to be the case
that's a punch up.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to stand out or be exceptional. Like the tall poppy, they cut that one down. I don't know if they actually do, if this is apocryphal or literally they cut the tall poppy, but all the flowers, all the beautiful boys are supposed to be the same level of beautiful. And you just don't, you said you didn't want your exceptionalism, heralded.
It's weird to walk around with the role beautiful boy in my head.
Right.
I'm curious of what they would call you now. What's their
beautiful
nickname
man
today?
Yeah, I know. Am I still beautiful?
I mean, they didn't.
Still a boy.
They didn't say anything like what happened.
No, I don't think so.
It's interesting that you turned beautiful boy though into your wrestling persona.
Yeah,
it's kind of true.
It's like you knew.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you're a beautiful boy.
I have a couple thoughts about this because I remember when I was picking Elliot up from preschool and another mother said, "Goodbye, you beautiful boy," because Elliot is like a very pretty child. And I feel like he was 3 or something at the time, that's just completely a compliment. But the problem is you were in high school. Oh, you don't think so?
I don't know. I think we should just stop saying beautiful boy across the board.
Disagree.
I didn't mind it. I kind of thought yes, he is a beautiful little child.
Yeah.
I think the problem is you're in high school.
Right.
That's the question. But I'm still going to say it's okay. I'm going to say it's okay.
I don't even like the John Lennon song.
Yes. So speaking of that, I'm going to start with a TWOTT super early. That's this week on TikTok. Granted, it can be any social media, but there was something that was on my feed the other night that I wanted to get your thoughts on. Let's hear that excellent drop.
Well, I would love to play it for you, but for some reason it is not here.
Do them a cappella.
There you go.
A cappella?
On TikTok.
Thank you.
Also known as TWOTT.
This is actually, God, that makes it sound so awful. It makes what is a high-minded, and no, it's not you, it's me. It is a high-minded, and this is like if Oxford the school had, or the dictionary had a segment, this is that, and you've cheapened it. Anyway, okay, so I was on Threads, and this woman said that she just found out that her son's friend, this is getting... Okay.
You prepared this.
I'll get to the point.
Oh, that one you have, Tony?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
No, I have some of them. There's just a page of the newer ones that are just gone for some reason.
Her son is 11, and her son's friend's mom has been texting her son every morning to say, "Have a nice day." And her son doesn't respond. And okay, I'm seeing jaws drop because in the comments, people were ready to crucify this lady, take screen grabs, go to the cops, and then Swill was like, "I feel murderous," and people were flying off the handle about this. One person was like, "You don't know yet that this is necessarily nefarious. It's possible that when I was that age, there were plenty of things I didn't want to discuss with my family that I would have told my friends' parents." And then they're just like, she's going behind my back and da-da-da. I don't know. My reaction at first was, we don't have enough information to pillory this woman and arrest her. But then I thought, why am I wanting to defend the one who's probably doing something inappropriate? I don't know. What does everyone think?
Where do we begin, Allison?
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning.
Why don't you have a nice day? We'll start there.
Okay.
That's all they're texting? I need more information. So
Yes.
it's just have a nice day repeatedly every morning.
Yeah. And unfortunately,
Maybe
it was
sends
like,
to a lot of kids. Like maybe it's like a mass text that she sends to all the kids she knows.
yeah, or have a good day, or I think have a good day. The boy never wrote back, according to this woman. I don't know how long it had been going on. I don't know if this was like, there were, 60 of these messages, or like for the past week. I don't know. Everyone was so, everyone kept saying if it had been a daughter and her friend's dad, it would be different. So therefore we should treat it the same way here. And I'm like, no, it would be different. But we shouldn't treat like, yes, there are women predators, but it's much less common. What a fun, lighthearted way to start.
Yeah, but like, I don't think you need to be a predator for it to be annoying and something you shouldn't do.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be nefarious. It could be good-natured and still bad.
I'm fine. Yes. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with like, this is wrong. This shouldn't have happened. But they were all, I'm sorry. I left out this part. There were so many comments saying it was grooming. That feels like a stretch.
What? Be polite?
Yeah.
I
don't
think it needs to
know.
go a little further to be grooming. Although if that were happening to Elliot or something, I would probably not think grooming. I'd think, are they proselytizing? Is this someone who's...
This
my
is...
first suspicion is, are you trying to get him to go to your church?
So... RJ, before the show started, you were saying it's been so long and yet everything's the same. Yeah. And I was saying, well, we're going to find out. So something that's happened since we last saw you guys is that Elliot has
converted.
No, Elliot periodically has been like very into Jesus. Like it started with, we were going around the table and.
It's hard not to. Guy looks cool.
Yeah.
Great hair, jacked body, loose clothing. Comfortable.
He's a very beautiful boy.
He texts me
he's
every
the
morning.
ultimate.
The ultimate beautiful boy.
Yeah.
Jesus used to text me every morning.
Really? Did you text him back in your mind?
Never. No.
You were groomed by Jesus? My God.
Can you define into Jesus?
Yes. Because you guys both had a like, what's the big deal reaction. I don't mean into Jesus like in the way that like any of us might be into Jesus, where like we like his messages. I mean, like, hey, we were going around the table and saying things we're grateful for, which we do every
I liked his craftsmanship. Nobody could do a joint lock.
That's a good point, though. We don't know how good a carpenter he was.
Right. What if he was actually bad? So
I
anyway,
think they were all kind of bad then.
Yeah. Oh no, we lost Dalton.
We lost Dalton's audio.
Thank God. It's fine.
We're not hearing you, Dalton. Is he hearing us that we're not hearing him?
Oh my God. Yes, he is.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's happening here.
Would we be getting his microphone, or would we be getting his computer audio?
His microphone.
I've seen prisoners of war have less technical issues than Dalton does on a regular basis.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello? All right.
What did we miss? I mean, the part that was relevant to the show.
I don't know.
Okay.
It does.
I wonder if it's the cable, because for a second when you first came back, it was a little bit like in and out.
I think I know what happened. I'm wearing my headphones, and one of my earbuds fell out, so the audio switched over. And then when I put it back in, her phone wasn't plugged in.
Okay. So anyway, Elliot said,
I do want to warn you, Tony, that I think my audio on my computer might have stopped recording.
That's fine. We'll get it here.
At this point, that's at least your problem.
So Elliot said, I'm grateful.
I'm having a great time. I just want to make sure everybody knows that while my microphone is working.
Oh, thank you.
Would you let her pick this up, please? She's trying to get into her Jesus thing.
Yeah.
Then
My
my
son's
turned
Jesus
off,
thing.
and it won't turn back on. Cool.
Guys, I think Mercury's in retrograde. Always. Anyway, he said, I'm grateful for Jesus. He's why we're here, I believe. Everyone has but here's the thing.
But he didn't get this from us.
Right. It's just a question of where's it coming from? Because
Wow,
we are
why?
we're a minus religion family. So where is it coming from is our question.
I don't know if you guys know anything about the followers of Jesus, but they get the word out.
It really
Yeah,
It's
they
like the
are.
whole
They
thing.
have been. And then there was round 2. Daniel, what was round 2? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. It was something just about how he likes Jesus a lot.
Was he refusing a cheeseburger on Friday?
No.
No, it doesn't go that far yet. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, if
Really
someone
put
was
me in
texting him, we'd want to know: are they religiously grooming him?
I mean, I think that we did discover that when Owen is on YouTube, there's certain YouTube shorts he'll watch where the AI voice is talking about Jesus. So
right.
I suspect
press like and subscribe, or you'll go to hell for eternal damnation.
It's wild.
It's pretty alarming. Okay, enough of that. I do have more things to say, but I want to catch up with Dalton and RJ because it's been so long. What's going on, guys? RJ, you go first.
Oh, I don't know what's been going on with me. Everything's okay, I think.
Good.
Yeah, I
great.
think everything's fine. Generally speaking, I work a lot now.
I've seen you
Traveling, I'm
travel.
on the go.
Yeah.
I have less time to do things, which is okay, which I don't mind.
Good.
You know, what else?
Being
I
modest.
have
You had like one of the busiest months of ever, 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, but it's all stupid stuff. So even me saying it's busy feels like a lie because it's
RJ.
stupid.
It's not
RJ,
stupid.
what do you think Allison does for a living?
I'm not saying
Excuse me.
she's not stupid.
Okay.
She's front of the pack as
This
far as
is-
I'm concerned. She's an inspiration.
We take
Thank
that
you
shit
very
seriously here.
much. Yeah. I don't think it's stupid. You have your own card now.
Yeah, I got that to deal with. They wrote insulting things on the back of it. The
What does
upper
it
deck
say?
People.
What did it say?
Says,
It felt
hold
like
on.
you authored this. I feel like this
Yeah,
is
they were trying to
something
write it in
you
your
would have
voice.
written.
Let me read what it is.
So this is
algorithm
your
is
First ever
like
card.
I just want to say
Here.
the algorithm is not showing me any RJ or Dalton stuff anymore. And I don't know, I haven't seen anything from you guys in forever.
Yeah,
Insta.
shadow banned.
I haven't
Weird.
been producing content. I've been just
Well, that might be-
dormant. But just so the listener knows, this is a baseball trading card, a real thing with RJ's picture on it. It's really neat that he's on there.
And it says RJ City has awkwardly made the transition from in-ring competitor to backstage interviewer and host. His uncomfortable personality is tolerated by the AEW audience.
I can't believe you didn't write that.
Yeah, it's very and they put the other thing that bothers me and makes me feel weird is I'm from Toronto, but they put the specific town.
And that bothers you because of
They narrowed it.
privacy?
Yeah, feels like I'm being doxxed and my full birthday. It's just too much information.
Right.
They
How
want less
small-
people to connect with you.
Yeah.
How small is this town? Could someone come to the town and find you?
No, but it's more specific than Toronto. It's in the general Toronto area, the same way you're in
there's
LA.
the
There we
Look
go.
at that. Yeah.
Tony has the card.
Wow.
Can we talk
that
about
ponytail?
never mind the back.
The jacket.
How bad
Corduroy.
the picture is. I have
Look
so
at-
many posed pictures. I'm not even looking at the camera here. I'm
You
making
look so
basically no
stoic.
expression.
Honestly, given that you have a pose, the fact that they didn't use it, that's a macro aggression.
Yeah.
Do they even understand you at all?
Oh, I think they do, given the back.
No, I think the person who made this card now has it out for you. It seems like they don't know you at all now that I see the picture choice.
Yeah.
So let's start off hot by saying, hey, go fuck yourself, Upper Deck.
Oh, can I double down on that? Because I don't have a
Go fuck yourself.
How is that? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's the upper deck?
The company
Oh.
that makes the cards.
Oh.
Dalton, if anyone should have a card, I mean,
It's you.
It's definitely
But
RJ.
it's
But if there's
also
another
you.
person to have a card, who would it be?
I definitely would say RJ first. He certainly does work much harder than me. But yeah, me. I don't know anybody better than me at all, ever. In the history of wrestling.
It's a natural that you would have a card. You've got card status. To me, I think you should have a card. Do other Ring of Honor people have cards?
Because like my fans, I know my fans don't want action figures, so it's fine they don't have one of those. But they do love a nice glossy card. They appreciate photography.
And you're so colorful. It's an outfit you would want to put on a card.
Right.
So that's baffling.
Make me a hologram.
Yeah.
Do other Ring of Honor people have cards?
Yeah.
There are a few in the set, but not a ton.
How is it decided?
Some people kind of bounce back and forth a little more often, I think. Maybe that. I don't know. I can't totally
No, but I
speak
mean,
for it, but
like, I wonder how it's decided who they give cards to. Like,
well, that's what I'm
when
saying
do they
is, like,
just?
some people that are Ring of Honor like come on AEW a little more than other people, so I think maybe those people.
I always thought it was like if you win more matches, you get more merchandise. And I was just losing a lot, so like I don't get the merch. I don't know. I don't know how the business works. There's a reason.
It's very arbitrary, which is why I think it's a shame. Because there's no one more arbitrary than him.
Does Renee have a card?
Thank you.
Yeah, Renee has a fucking card. Renee has no
she's-
problem but hopping to the front of the line with a lot of stuff.
Do you
Does
suspect
not
that
seem to be an
Renee
issue.
probably picked the photo and wrote the back of it for you?
Ooh.
That's certainly possible. I know that a lot of people are afraid of her.
Right.
Like how?
Is it because she carries a knife?
Yes. And people
She does.
ask me to ask her stuff. And she's always like, they have my number. They could have texted me. And it's always like, well, she seems very busy and she has a lot on the go. And I obviously give off the air that I have nothing to do.
Well, what about the time like she got angry and like threw that chair through the wall? Why would like people risk it again?
Right. And to be fair, weak wall.
I mean, yeah, it's a stadium wall. They replace them all the time.
Wait, does she really carry a knife?
Wouldn't you if you work a woman in wrestling?
I haven't
I
rifled
would.
through her purse in so long. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
But Dalton knows. How do you know?
I see her with it. She's always like testing her butterfly skills out in like the corner outside catering behind the curtain. You just hear like clinking around, like clink, 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 clink. You just peek around and Renee Paquette's just like swinging it around like greaser.
And
Now let's
she,
talk about all the horrible things that have been going on with Dalton.
yeah. What's wrong with you?
Fantastic things, actually. I got a list of things I've been doing. I painted my desk.
Ooh, let's see.
You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Ooh, nice.
Rainbow.
Ooh, I didn't realize you're right in front of a bunch of window panes that are colored.
Oh, yeah.
cool.
These are like just like little films you can buy on Amazon.
Neat.
You cut them and stick them on there. Yeah, I like to keep my room looking like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It keeps me happy, keeps me active, motivated. I've been painting. What else? We trimmed all the hostas in our garden. Trimmed
What
them
are
right down.
hostas?
It's like a plant.
Come on.
We had a bunny.
Does
living
everyone
in them, but
here
Yes.
know what a Does everyone here know what a hosta is?
I do not.
Yes.
I knew in the ballpark of what it is.
Okay. Oh, but you didn't know tall poppy. All right. So you had a bunny living in your hosta.
Yeah, cut him down. Bunny not thrilled about it. Hadn't seen him for a couple of weeks. He came back as they grew back.
And that's where the old saying comes, what's the matter? You got a bunny in your hospital?
You remember that? You've never heard that, Allison?
I think it's a Led Zeppelin lyric. There's a bunny.
I saw a
in your hosta.
mink. Y'all see it? You ever seen a mink?
I don't even think I could pick one out of a lineup.
Guys, I live near the Erie Canal, and I was walking by, and there was like a teenage kid fishing, and like I was just passing, and he was like frantic. He was like, do you have a knife? Oddly enough, he asked, do you have a knife? He thought I was Renee, and I was like, oh no, I'm Dalton. He goes, oh well, can you help me? I I have a big fish on the line, but there's a bee flying around and I want to cut it loose so I can run away. So I had to teach him how to.
Oh my God.
It was absurd.
Why are you living in like the setup of an old man's joke?
I just been living life real slow. Anyways, he rips his line and he books it, and then I look down at the dock and there's like a black weasel running around, and I've never seen a mink that was alive and not draped around somebody's neck before. It was quite exciting. I hope you guys get to see it.
Wait, it was running around the dock?
Yeah, the minks like water. I think they eat dead fish.
Okay, there's so much happening in this story. Let me get this straight.
Okay.
A kid came up to you
Didn't come up
and
to me.
said,
He was stationary fishing in the canal.
and there was a fish. He caught
his
a
hook.
fish,
Yep,
but he
yeah.
wanted to run away because
Now
there's
he was
also
fighting the fish. Fish is still in the water, right?
Okay. And he
And-
wants to leave because there's also a bee, but he
Right.
can't
And-
leave his fishing pole there.
Yes, and my guess is he didn't have a strong male figure in his life to teach him
Oh.
how to break a fishing line. Or
And this
his
is
mother's
something
probably very busy and working all day. And this is something I do all the time. I break fishing line for a living. It was something I did before wrestling took off. There was all these like fishermen down by the dock. You remember Joey? Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, where are we going with this? It's
I
really
don't
just
know.
a story
You're
about
telling
me
the
seeing
story.
a weasel.
So, but here's the thing. If it were me, world-renowned coward, I would just abandon the fishing line and be like, I'm getting the fuck away from this bee. I wouldn't go through all these, machinations. Like, I got to find a guy with something to cut me free so I can get my fishing pole and run home, all while dodging a bee. You know what I'm saying? What would you guys do? Maybe
I wouldn't
this is
throw
his-
my fishing pole in the water. That would be a waste.
Oh, if he let go of the pole, the fish would have taken it? Why is this so obvious to everyone?
What do you mean the fish would have taken it? That's right. Everyone who fishes knows that if you set your pole down, the fish come and take it.
Well, I figured he could just.
They're like, you're not going to use this against me.
Well, it was hooked. It could have taken it. Could have
Well, I
swam
suppose
off
so.
and dragged it.
I figured it
Like
would
Jaws with those yellow buckets, but like on a much smaller scale. It's a carp.
Can I just say, Allison thought that fly fishing, the way that fly fishing works, is that when the fish jumps out of the water, they snag it with the flag. That it was like, you whip it.
Wait,
you
what?
Whip it out
That
of
the
the air.
fish kind of fly and you catch them in the air.
You catch
Allison,
it in the
I
air.
thought that too for a long time.
See, so it's an intelligent thing to think.
Sure.
Because they're like going back and forth,
Yeah.
right? Like whipping it.
It
Right.
is much more
It
impressive
appears-
that way. I would
it
love it.
appears
If
that
that
What I
was the case.
love, Allison, what I love is that you heard the term fly fishing and you thought, what is this? And then you looked off into the distance and came up with a scenario and just went, that's what it is. And
Well,
then you went about your day.
It's fishes flying.
I assumed these fish are flying. I think that's how it came up. I was like, I've never seen a flying fish. A
But
fly
then you thought
fish.
they must be out there. People
Yeah.
are fishing for them.
But people who fly, I can't believe we're spending this much time talking about fishing. People who fly fish, there's certain kind of fish you catch with flies. Is that
Yeah.
the deal?
Correct. In certain bodies of water where it's possible.
As opposed to bait.
That's correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Why is that fun? Anyone, Dalton?
I could say that.
Well, I
about
think the
any
idea
number of
is you get
things.
to eat the fish after. I think that's the first appeal for most people.
Have they heard of a grocery store? Okay, so Dalton, you've been painting a lot. You've had this bucolic, Tom Sawyer-esque experience. What else?
I tore my bicep, which is why I've been doing all
Ow.
these neat things at home. That was back in July, and we have been doing a lot of antiquing. You ever done that? You ever
I
go to,
never
like,
have.
It's just a
mean, I'm
thrift
aware
store,
of
but like
it,
a little
yeah.
fancier.
Where are you? What state are
I
you
live
in?
by the Finger Lakes in New York.
Okay.
I feel like antiquing is much better out there. You go antiquing out here in California, and it's all like TV pop memorabilia from the 60s and 70s, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a
Wasn't that
lunchbox.
state like settled in 2002 or something? So everything's
Yeah,
pretty
pretty much.
new.
Yeah, it was definitely in the 2000s.
Do you miss Nashville?
I do. Yeah, I do miss. Mainly it's like the food choice situations. Like anytime I'm like, let's just go grab dinner, and then you think about, there's only 2 restaurants near us, and they all suck.
That's like
What do we do
Burbank.
now?
Yeah.
You would think
Okay.
Burbank, being near LA, would have tons of great restaurants. Not the case.
No.
So this
Not
is,
yet.
I believe, the dichotomy of Dalton and I. Is that my life is busy.
So busy.
A lot of things are happening, and I could not be more miserable. And he tore his bicep, put him completely out of work, and he's having the time of his life.
Yeah.
It's magical.
Do you wish it was you who tore your bicep?
In many ways, I've tried to tear mine.
Wait, how did you tear it, though? Was this
Yeah.
during a match?
Allison, I wasn't even trying to tear mine, and I did it.
How did it happen?
Were
Were you wrestling?
You guys got me. My picture started lagging.
Picture. And,
Yeah, close your eyes and tell us how you
Yeah, I
tore
don't-
your bicep.
I
Or
don't
I'll
know
just
how
have
to
RJ. RJ, how did Dalton tear his bicep?
I don't know. He was wrestling. I don't know quite
No,
know
no,
what
I'll-
happened, but I saw him get back on the
I'll get
bus
into
at
it.
the end
All
of the
right.
night. Oh, I'll wait till he stops. Can he even hear us, Joe? Why is he closing
Yeah,
his eyes?
I wasn't
Well-
thrilled about it. I don't.
Audio's real weird now too. right?
Yeah.
Is it?
maybe reconnect.
Yes, Dalton, leave and come back.
Don't worry. Tony will edit this so it's
I'm
smooth.
gonna
No one
leave
will
the
know.
meeting. I'm gonna leave the meeting. I'm gonna come back. Leave this in. I don't want to lie to the people. Now my mouse doesn't work.
Oh my God! Leave!
Leave meeting.
Get out!
Is he on an Apple II?
Apple IIe.
Apple
He's got one of
IIe.
the colored ones though.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the G3
Yes.
or G4. Just jelly tones.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, so you don't know how he did it.
Oh, he's wrestling.
Yeah. Certainly there's more to the story than that, right?
Something happened. Yeah, I had something.
Right.
I saw him get on the bus and go, ugh. And I thought, he looks sad.
What was you see? You've been traveling all over. You were just in England, right?
Yes.
What's been your favorite place you've been to recently, if there has been one?
Oh, Omaha.
Really?
Yes. And because sometimes I go to these towns and I go, well, I guess I'm not going to leave the hotel room. There's no way there can be anything here. I thought I like to pretend I'm finishing my novel and I'm a writer. And I have a
Yes.
long-term residency in a hotel. So I like to shut the door and whatever. And then one of the crew guys who I'm friends with was like, hey, like, you got to hit the town. They have a bunch of old toy stores.
Ooh, neat.
Yes, and they did. And I blew the entire day. And they had Hogan's Heroes action figures.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you
say
buy?
old toy stores. You mean it.
What did I buy? I didn't buy anything. I just looked and browsed and I was happy with it.
That sounds amazing.
And I found my action figure. They even had my action figure. Yeah,
Oh, how
it was
cool.
Wait, you have an action figure?
yeah, the micro brawler.
Oh, okay,
Guy.
gotcha. Yeah.
Is this
Go ahead.
the figure that Christine, who is a patron of mine, thanks to you,
Yes.
she posts him in a lot of different places, almost flat Stanley-esque?
Correct.
Okay, I've seen this little guy.
It's like a small little me fella.
Yeah.
And then I thought, wow, how nice. I guess I've made it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then I thought, well, no, maybe like this is not retail. So maybe it was someone who didn't want it.
Oh, like finding your thing on eBay.
Right. It's like, I just got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, it's interesting you say that because I don't know what I was watching. Maybe like I think you must have reposted it because I saw it and it was someone talking about your card maybe and saying that they found some on eBay. And I was thinking, what the fuck? Who's already putting it on eBay? Because that's my reaction when I find anything associated with me on eBay, which is there's not a lot of stuff, but there's a few things. What's your reaction to finding out like your card is on eBay?
I want to know what the going rate is
Okay.
compared to the other wrestlers.
I
That
will
makes
say
sense.
that as a dork that collects cards, I will say, if for anybody that doesn't know, people
Oh,
online
maybe it
a
was
lot
Tony
of the
who
time.
told me. Did you say you found it on eBay?
No, I
Oh, okay.
have it. Yeah. But people will do, they call them box breaks, where it's like online and you can buy certain wrestlers, and so like they'll open a case of cards, and anytime they get an RJ card, whoever bought the RJ cards, they'll get those in the mail. So I will say, I've looked at a bunch of those, and your asking price on those case breaks is pretty high compared to anybody else that's like a manager or an announcer or something. Yeah,
Right. Good. So
I mean-
Renee would be lower.
I think so. Honestly, yeah.
How much are we talking? What do these cards cost?
I want to say to get him in a case break, I feel like I saw it going for like $25. So $25 you'd get every RJ card that you would open in that case.
Here's what I'll say about the eBay thing. When I, as a customer, am trying to find something on eBay and I find it, I'm just super excited. I'm never like, why did this person not want this thing? So I think that I should dispense with the other way of thinking. Dalton's back. Hello.
Hello. How would we
Matt,
do?
oh, you sound good too.
Thank you. I found out.
Better.
I know exactly what the issue was, and I think you might have solved future problems for me. I had the wrong plug for my computer plugged in, so the power kept like draining really fast. So when that happens, my computer starts to like shut down things it doesn't need, like
How
Zoom
can
calls.
how can you have the wrong power for your computer plugged in? Like it wasn't
You know-
charging at all?
Yeah, like the USB, whatever the newest one is.
Yes.
So
Thunderbolt.
like that's the end of the plug, and it plugs into like the wall square, but it wasn't the Apple branded wall square, so it wasn't generating enough power for the monitor, the computer, the microphone, my charismatic face and voice.
Right.
All this stuff was just draining. The electricity in my veins was just soaking it all up.
Okay, so you started getting choppy and weird. I was asking specifically how you broke your
I started
tore your
getting weird.
bicep.
Tor.
The audio started
Yeah.
getting weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really want to get into it. It was the last match I had. The guy I was wrestling, like just a little freak accident happened, and then it hurt. I was freaking out. The guy I was
Yeah.
wrestling with took like a cheap shot at me, or just advantage of the situation, and I don't know. It sucks. It sucked because I was supposed to go hiking the next day in Calgary, and I lost the match, and then I lost my hiking trip, and now I spend every day in physical therapy, and then the weekends I go antiquing. So like that's where I find my happy place.
So when
Did-
you
Buying old
wait,
mugs.
when you tore your bicep, like where did it tear? Like did it tear? Like
Did you ever see the original Peter Pan cartoon, like with the Disney version, and like the dad's getting ready for the big dinner, and his like cover bum keeps rolling up like a
no.
like a
Oh
lampshade.
God!
oh no.
Yeah, that's what it did.
Did your arm
my
like
muscle?
flop?
Did it make-
Like were you not
Ow.
able to?
Did it go?
Yeah, it made that noise.
So what did they do? Have they stapled it to like how do they reattach it?
Solder. Probably a soldering gun. They go up with some tongs and they pull it down.
Oh my
and then
God.
they like use plastic screws to like attach it to the back to the bone. And then like I just couldn't move it for like weeks. Just locked in like a 90-degree angle. That was I didn't like it. I wasn't particularly fond of
gonna-
those times.
Is
You
it
don't
your right
recommend-
arm?
It's my left arm. So like I was able to like write and stuff and
Now I have
handle my bathroom business.
good. I have
In
questions
case you're
for
wondering.
well, eventually, you know me, I would have gotten there eventually. I have questions for RJ now because I know you don't want to talk about it. RJ, did the guy
Yes.
who he was fighting realize that he had injured Dalton?
Probably not. I don't think it's his fault. He did? Did he realize?
No, the injury wasn't his fault, but yeah, he just didn't back down after.
Yeah.
Like we were friends. I thought we were friends, me and this guy, and then he I was like, "Hey, I just need a second," and then he was like, "Nope, no timeouts."
Yeah.
Boom,
Wait,
boom.
this is interesting. During the match, you said, "Hey, I need a second."
Yeah, I'm not.
We don't have to get into it. We don't have to get into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
am I allowed to ask?
I try not to think about it too much because like the time off sucks. So like I'm just focusing on like enjoying the time off and like working on getting better, and then like not watching like what's going on too in wrestling to try to keep my mind off it. Except in like my friends will do something cool and I'll have to go back and watch it, and then I get sucked in. And then like I get excited, and then I recognize that I'm still very much hurt, and then I get angry, and it's like this weird roller coaster cycle of emotions. It's real fun.
Do you know how much longer you're out for still?
I mean, we're projecting like at least the end of the year, so I'm thinking January I'm back. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that'll be here in no time. And you have so much antiquing. Now, you mentioned you're happiest when you're purchasing mugs, which dovetails into something that I was thinking about just today. Look at that mug. That's a beautiful.
It makes me look like a giant.
It does. Is that it's almost an espresso cup. And this also relates to RJ because of his rampant coffee content. Yeah. Rampant. Okay. We have too many mugs. We have a bunch of them in one cabinet over here. These are like the ones we've offloaded to this cabinet. And then our actual mug shelf, there's too many. And just today I was like, we've got to thin out the mugs. But that's a hard thing to do. If you're what do you do?
I've done this before, and I should do it again because I once again have too many mugs.
Yeah.
Maybe on your Patreon or some shit.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You do
Patreon.
Like a mug haul. Like a Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Like raffle them off?
You could raffle them off. You could do them one at a time if you really wanted to. Or you put them all together in a set. And maybe somebody's moving. You know?
Make an event out of it.
Yeah.
A mug and a matinee.
Yeah. I will say, difficult to pack.
Yes. It's got to be local pickup only at a public location. Wait, right. So did you do this?
Put it in a box in the car. I've done this before. It was very helpful to me.
What is the sale you do? You just offload them like as a pack?
Yeah. I think it was also, it might have even been like, here's all these mugs. Give me like, pay the shipping. First person who wants these mugs can have these mugs.
But how do you decide which ones to get rid of? I mean, for us, it would be easy because basically I use like one of 3 mugs. So I could just get rid of the ones I don't use. But somehow mugs have all this sentimental value attached to them.
I don't know. That's something for you to work out with your therapist.
What did you do?
You know, there are a lot of mugs that have no sentimental value to me.
Okay.
There's people who've gotten me mugs when I've already had too many mugs. And those are the mugs I'm really getting rid of.
You're supposed to break. What you need, Allison, is somebody like me to come over and do your dishes because I can break a mug. I go through mugs quite often, which is why I think we get to buy so many mugs.
He tore his bicep without trying, and he can break a mug without trying to. He's just so strong. You know?
So good at it. Yeah.
So you don't have too many mugs because there's this constant mug.
Can I tell you something about being too strong? From my childhood. Mm-hmm. This is a haunting memory. And I wasn't ever really good at following directions and not a strong reader when I was younger. I remember in 2nd grade, we were having show and tell, and the teacher was doing this new thing. She was like, listen, we're going to practice a little bit. Take out the item you're going to show, put it on your desk, put a little note explaining what it is, and then we'll walk around and everybody just kind of admire things like it's a museum. And if it's something fragile you don't want people to touch, write, do not touch next to it. And this girl brought robin's eggs in, little blue eggs. No. And I remember picking up and like, whoa, smashed it immediately in my fingers because I didn't realize how delicate they were. And I'm Lenny from Mice and Men.
I was just thinking that.
And she walked back so disappointed. And I go, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And then she just pointed at the paper that said, do not touch. I was like, I don't know what that says.
If it makes you feel any better, my kids do show and tell. And the rule now is you don't bring in anything that's valuable to you.
Right, like bird eggs.
Like, oh my God, these show and tells must suck.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's supposed to be awful.
Well,
Here's
listen
some
to this.
dried spaghetti.
Owen's show and tell is you either bring in an item or a memory from the weekend you want to share.
He brought in the crucifix?
Oh, did he?
No, that's Elliot.
Oh, sorry. Excuse
Owen
me.
is
So wait
still
a
a
minute.
heathen.
Let me
Did
ask
Owen-
about Owen. How does
Yes.
Owen feel about Jesus?
He hasn't weighed in on Jesus yet.
Yeah, because
Has he?
Agnostic.
about that. Like, they're brothers.
He doesn't care about anything that isn't a planet. So
He
because
Okay.
didn't he want to know if Jesus is still alive?
I don't know. Did Owen?
That was his yes.
Did Owen?
He's
bring
gonna
anything
love
for his
Mormonism.
Showing? Yeah. That's
No,
right. Don't tell him.
He wanted to bring in a memory. And we're supposed to like talk to him about it and get him prepared to share in front of the class. He didn't want to talk about it. He's going to talk about his roly-poly. He has a roly-poly.
Well, because
Is what?
His roly.
It's a bug, RJ.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
what do you call
Normal
them in
kids
Canada?
played with them.
What do you call roly-polies in
I
Canada?
don't know what.
Pill
that
bug?
is.
Potato
like-
bug.
Really?
Yeah, that's what we call them up here.
Okay, they're like little black bugs
thought
that when
potato
they're
bugs
freaked
were
out, they
those
roll
brown-
into a ball.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds like a British children's show.
So anyway,
They look like a small maxi pad with legs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm
Yeah.
getting the image. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. So he's
excuse me. I feel like I'm the maxi pad expert here. And I don't
Okay.
think they look like a maxi pad with legs.
What else will you explain that shape that they are? They're like a long oval, like a pill shape, but flat.
But that's not what a maxi pad looks like.
Honestly, I've never used one.
Have you
and
seen one?
I'm just kind of taking a guess. No, my wife keeps it very secret in this house.
Yeah, it's just like a sort of thick,
that's what
white
maxi pads
rectangle.
look like near the Erie Canal.
I guess.
Rectangle, like sharp corners.
No, rounded corners. But I thought you're talking about something that like kind of comes up, sort of like a rounded bus. It looks like a rounded bus.
Are we talking about the pad or the bug?
The bug.
here?
We're talking about the bug. You're wondering how to describe that shape.
Yeah, a round bus.
Yeah.
I like that.
A rounded.
Let's go with that.
rounded
That's a
bus.
much easier image to picture since
Yeah.
I don't really know what a maxi pad looks like. I'm picturing something with a lot of sharp edges. Is that what you guys are doing down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
koosh ball.
Like a prism or a pine cone.
Yeah,
Something comfortable like that.
like Doug Henning's maxi pads.
I love a Doug Henning reference. But was he super angular?
Yeah, he was all about the prism. He was like,
Oh.
everything
and
was
I-
like a big triangle.
I didn't even
Do you know he used to date Gilda Radner?
Did he really?
not know
Hello.
that.
Yeah. And then I heard that they broke up and Paul Schaefer was his band leader for his live show. And Paul Schaefer felt bad for Gilda, so he told Gilda how Doug Henning did all of his magic tricks.
Wait, let's just address the fact that Doug Henning and Gilda Radner went out and Doug Henning wouldn't tell her himself how he did them.
Well,
What a
that's
dick.
the magic. I would respect that.
I thought
They
you
were
could
dating,
tell.
not married, Allison.
I guess.
Even then, if Daniel was sitting on a few tricks,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he should tell you.
I do.
Here's a question:
I do.
if you had an uncle who was into magic and had learned a
Wait,
cool,
is he
Texted you every
into
morning.
magic the way your son's
like
into Jesus?
it, like does a lot of magic tricks, and had a simple but very cool magic trick, and you asked how they did it, would you think that uncle should teach you how to do that magic trick?
Look,
or-
obviously,
Or should that
wanted-
uncle force you to pay him the amount of money that it cost him to learn the magic trick to teach it to you?
No, he should just tell you.
Uncles should teach it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think RJ doesn't think so.
no.
Well, RJ's
because
a
he's
capitalist.
magician. Like, do you want to be a good uncle or do you want to be a bad magician? Right?
Why not both?
And he's teaching you a life lesson about respecting magic
Yeah.
and the value of $1.
I mean, this is true.
It wasn't passed along free to him.
He
He learned it for
Dan-
free, and then he was charging.
He learned
you, I
it.
could see.
He learned it for $3.
Daniel, what won't
$3.
your uncle tell you?
Yeah, what was the
told-
trick?
It was a trick where you tear up a playing card and then bring it back.
That's
So
a
you
substantial trick.
It's it's
It's cost $3.
It cost
Tony, do it with the RJ card right now.
It cost him $3 to learn it, which I feel like is just principle. You know, it's like obviously I wouldn't pay him the $3.
Have you guys ever bought a magic trick like at a magic store?
For Elliot, we have.
Yeah.
When I was a
Did he
kid,
go in and learn how to use it like without you guys seeing it? Because like I remember I bought a magic trick when I was like 11 years old at like this place in New Orleans, and the guy was like, "Come here," and I had to go behind like a wall with him, away from my dad, so he could show me how it worked. So I
Grooming.
could trick everybody.
Did it?
Grooming,
and did
for
you?
sure.
Total grooming. Yeah,
did it
I
have
think
to do with
that-
his pants.
I think.
Yeah, it was a stack of nickels in his pants,
And then what does it turn into?
stack of dimes.
It's a great trick.
I think.
Cost me $15.
It's a stack of nickels. It turns into a rope.
I don't even get it
Okay.
anymore.
Wait, I don't get that either. Where are you going?
That's a
be very
molestation
detailed what
joke.
you mean. Oh, good.
No.
Oh, yes,
Listen.
so it's different. That's a darker direction than we were going.
Yes, I went.
we
I
were
went
going
a
to
dark
dusk,
direction.
and you went to like the black of night.
I'm sorry. You can cut this out.
So I was family friends with Harry Blackstone Jr., one of my dad's really
Wow.
good friends. Yes.
Wow, big dick swing from Allison here.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, I remember asking him one time, could you show me some card tricks? And he was like, sure. And he got out a deck of cards and he made me think that he was going to show me. And then he like started, doing that trick they do where they're going to show you how they do it, but then they just do a trick.
Yeah.
I fell for it. He was
Good.
making me think. Yeah. And then he just did tricks in front of me. He never actually showed me how to do anything.
Good. You weren't doing anything with it. You had no
It's true.
professional interest in magic.
It's true.
This is not. Come on. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You owe Harry Blackstone Jr. an apology.
In my defense, I was like 11.
I don't care.
If I had been 17, yes.
No,
I was
Respect
out of
them.
line.
I revered magicians. I kept a very healthy distance between me and the secrets of magic.
Who were your favorites growing up?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
Name them off.
There was a guy who came to my grandmother's house for my birthday and did magic in the house
local.
in Queens. His name was Tony Correo. He's dead now. He's like really, really dead.
The ultimate trick.
Yes. I was a big fan of, Tony will know this name, Max Maven.
I don't know if I
Tony
know
won't
that
know
name.
this name. Tony, just pretend you know the name.
I liked the pin dragons growing up. I remember there was like this a husband-wife team. They both had
The pen
big
dragons.
blonde hair, like Malibu from the American Gladiators. Lots of fire in their act.
Who else, RJ? Tony
I
Correo,
like
Max
Mac
Maven.
Hopper.
King. You know
Copperfield.
Mac King, Tony?
Who?
Mac King?
Don't. Oh, I just
my
I did Google Max Maven and I immediately recognized him. So
Yes.
yeah.
I haven't
Let's
heard
see,
of-
Mac King. I
Were
don't think I
these,
know
like-
Mac King now.
Independent magicians on the
Max
indie circuit.
Maven was on
There's a
TV.
league.
When I was a kid, he was on TV. So I also am obsessed with, Tony would know this name,
Will he?
Rob Zabrecki.
Rings a bell.
He's played in some bands. Look him up.
How do
You'll
you
know
guys?
him.
How do you guys feel about Justin Williams? Is that his name? Justin Williams.
Justin.
Magic for
Yeah, Justin Willman. Right.
Willman. That's what I mean. Yes, Magic
he
for
looks
Humans.
like Joseph Gordon-Levitt a little bit.
He's
a
great.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
yeah, he's wonderful.
I've seen him a few times, and I've seen him just blow the room away before. And yeah, he's great.
Well, cool. Okay.
We got a resident magician at AEW,
Oh yeah.
Who's that?
Nigel McGuinness, one of our announcers. He will be walking around doing tricks for everybody. Out in my, I should probably get really angry at me telling this story, but my wife will travel with me once in a while and hates magic. Absolutely hates it.
On what
We were supposed to-
grounds?
She considers all magicians liars, and she doesn't like to be lied to.
But she's
I totally get that. I get that.
So we're like at the show and I'm talking to Nigel and he pulls out his cards and I see him about to start something. I go, hold on, Nigel. She hates magic. And he goes, I'll just put these right back in. And she was so embarrassed that I did it. That was not the right move. I should have let him complete it, but I just didn't want to waste either of their time or put my wife through that.
I think
was
that's
protecting her.
kind. You were like throwing a metaphorical coat over the puddle that was his magic.
By pointing and going, this person hates you, Nigel.
Yes. Well, because you're right. He was going to go through his whole thing thinking he was dazzling her, but it was going to be uncomfortable for you, really.
Yeah, like one of those episodes of Maury where like someone's afraid of pickles and then they just bring out 17 wheelbarrows.
My favorite. That's my favorite Maury thing he ever did.
Is that a thing he actually did?
There's a woman who is terrified of pickles. And so what does Maury Povich do? He has someone come out with a large tray full of pickles and chase her around the studio. Like literally just chasing her. She's being chased by pickles.
He's curing her. He's helping her.
Did it work? What did she do? Did she freak out?
She ran screaming. She was terrified.
She slipped on the studio floor and broke her neck on one of the doors. There was pickle juice everywhere mixed with the blood.
I consider myself like a fairly irrational person, and I don't understand how you can be afraid of a pickle.
I think if you stare at it long enough, like I've made myself afraid of my cats. I think I've brought this up before.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Go on.
But
I'd like to dig into that more.
Well, I'm afraid of spiders, like tarantulas,
Naturally.
like hairy tarantulas. I'm like,
Cats have half as many legs.
Right. And then I was going, well, you're scared of tarantulas covered in hair. That's crazy. But your cat's covered in hair. Why aren't you afraid of your cat? And then I start getting afraid of my cat. And
Cats
I
are gross.
Going down this line of thinking.
What a quick bridge you connected the two.
Yeah.
But like if your cat walked up to you, you wouldn't run around your house freaked out. Just for a moment, you begin to like get a little creeped out by your cat, right?
Yeah.
I could get creeped out by a pickle. I'm just saying, but to like fully have a pickle phobia, I don't get it.
To run from a pickle.
Right.
I don't think you have to.
I would never run from.
I think you might
I
be
wouldn't
right.
run from any produce ever.
I'm trying to think if I would or not. RJ, you made a point about phobias a long time ago, which I cite every now and again. Yeah, and I give you credit. Because I was saying that I kind of have a mouse phobia. And you were like, are you sure it's a phobia or is it just healthy anxiety about something that people would naturally be anxious about? Because I was saying that I had mice in my apartment in New York and I feel like I have a mouse phobia. And because I think when I was talking about it, I had said that I was even looking at this account on Instagram that had rats, and I was thinking they're cute. And you're like, if you have a true mouse phobia, there's no way you could think they're cute on this account. So it made me come around. I think I was cheapening the term phobia.
Yes, because like nobody wants to house a mouse.
Right, unless it's a pet or something.
Yes.
You know what happens?
Go ahead.
When you give one of them a cookie?
I don't, actually.
Do they become your best friend?
I don't want to get into it.
I think there's a book, Give a Mouse
go
a
on
Cookie.
for a long time,
Yeah. Do you know what happens when you give Mr. Willoughby a Christmas tree?
What's that?
It's another children's book. So listen, we have some segments to do, but I mentioned that I have huge personal news that will affect no one, but unfortunately, it's going to dominate this podcast for a while now. I had my colors professionally done. And, like how they do, how much do you guys know about like color theory? Dalton, I feel like you would know a lot about it. And like the seasons and all that's like super trendy right now.
What?
Okay. So like.
I know about colors. Like you go red, blue, cyan,
no, it's
magenta,
like,
yellow.
Am I a winter? Am I a spring? Am I a summer? Am I an autumn? That stuff based on your coloring and your undertone and blah, blah, blah. So
it sounds like a quiz that you fill out in the back of a magazine.
Yes, kind of like that.
Okay.
But you send a bunch of pictures of yourself to this lady and then she tells you what you are.
Pervert.
She's in Canada. Maybe you know her.
Double pervert.
But so anyway, my whole life, I thought that I was a winter. I'm still convinced I might be a winter, but it came back that I am. Tony, play some kind of sound effect. A true autumn. This is shocking to me. I really dislike all the autumn. I dislike rust. I dislike yellow. I dislike orange.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you hate yourself, though.
Yeah.
Maybe. And like this shirt that I'm wearing right now, patreon.com/Allison Rosen for the video, is kind of harvesty colors. And in real life, I thought it looked good, but I am hating it today. So I don't know.
But you love fall.
Well, yeah, but it's not because I would look good like nestled in a horn of plenty.
But you love the aesthetic. You love the fall aesthetic.
Yes, I know, but
Okay, then.
I look terrible in orange. Anyway, let's move on.
I got news for you, Allison.
Yeah.
I've always seen you as like an orange coral, somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
So Dalton,
Is my mic not working anymore?
No, it is. I said, are you serious?
Dalton, you said you know colors. You only named like 5.
Is there more than that?
I mean,
I feel like that's all of
I think
them.
there are. So,
But chartreuse and mauve.
okay, all right.
Oh,
What time
no.
does Robin
Now
get
you're
here?
showing off.
When does Robin get here?
Coral is probably like the least me color. And if I'm giving off coral vibes, then I need to rethink everything. Let's do Just Mirror Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. Dalton, you said you had one.
Yeah.
hear
Is it just me? Or does everyone wish we had dog food for humans? Now, do you know what I mean by that yet?
I
You
think
know what I mean?
you just like kibble,
mean
where
like
you just
crazy
like
Could
get
you
a scoop.
imagine? Yes. Wake up, put a scoop, pour some water in, put it in your body. Do that 3 times a day. They figured out the science for our dogs. It's all we do, and they're jacked, they're healthy, they're bouncing about. I just want them to take all the thinking out of it.
This
And
is
just
what
feed me kibble.
I would.
Daniel
be into
wants
that.
this.
I would be.
Yeah,
very into
I think
that.
I might be too.
not me.
I'm sick.
And then, like, going out would be a real treat. I was like, ooh, this is not brown balls. This is perfect.
So you don't want to have to deal with the thought that goes into feeding yourself in the day.
It is such a waste of time
Thank
that I
you.
have to consistently think of it
Thank
over and over again.
I love how Dalton just described cereal and then ignored that it exists.
I know. I was thinking the exact same thing until he mentioned pouring water into it.
Sure, cereal is good. It would give you enough calories to probably get you through the day, but it would not suffice as a healthy, well-balanced diet. You're not going to be perfect. We need something more. We
You need meat
dog
in your
food.
cereal.
Yes, meat in our cereal. Or some sort of protein supplement made from plants to replace the meat. Because I think it would have a longer shelf life if we do that. It's a business idea. Email me at rjcity.com. There's not even an email address. It's a website.
Snapchats.
Well, I know Daniel agrees with you. I, for one,
Thank you, Daniel.
don't wish that I could eat kibble. RJ?
I would like to sometimes take the guesswork out of the food. Sometimes there's too much choice, and I paralyze myself in thought. Mm-hmm. You know?
You ever see Snowpiercer,
You want
the
that?
movie? Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you those black bug bars.
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, I kind of do this. I will buy those protein bars and just have that be a lunch.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to have to deal with it or think about it.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, looks like there's a big audience for your human
Turns out
kibble.
it's everyone.
There you- oh,
It's just not me.
was this our first everyone?
Well, it's not me. Hello? Is my mic off? RJ, what's your Just Mirror Everyone?
I don't know if I brought this up before, so stop me if I have. But do you have a different voice when you're talking to, like, when you're, like, ordering a food or ordering a coffee? Are there people, like, in service, you have a service voice?
I think maybe it's come... You know what? I think it's come up, but not as a just me or everyone, because I was talking about how apologetic I am if I just want... Could I just get a water?
Right. But I'm talking about, like, my voice is a full octave higher when I'm ordering a coffee. Like, if it's a stranger, you know, can I have a venti cold brew? Like, it's up there. It's always up there.
Why do you think... I think that's everyone, but why is that?
I don't want to come off threatening.
Are you?
What about?
Go ahead.
Are you apologetic?
Is there a difference between?
Yes, it's always like I'm bothering them. Right. I have no faith in my own money.
What does that mean?
Well, my mother would be like, I'm a customer here. I'm paying. I should fucking blah, blah, blah. I have the opposite. I'm like, I want to make as little scene as possible here, and then I'll go on my way, and you'll forget that I was ever here.
I think that's the right attitude to have. I think the other way is entitled and silly. Like you're still a guest in this establishment. Just because you are willing to pay doesn't mean you get to be a dick up until that point.
But is RJ describing being polite, or is he describing like being apologetic for existing?
Apologetic for existing. It's beyond politeness. I'm devaluing myself.
You're 2 steps ahead. You already know you're...
Have you worked a service job like that before, RJ?
Yes. I was a waiter, and I have waiter sympathy. Even if there's something wrong with my dish, if they shit on my plate, I'll be like, let me just suck it up. They'll get there 20%. I'll go on my way.
Because that's how I am. I have, like, a ton of sympathy for service people, and because I've worked the jobs before.
Yes.
Now, Dalton, it's interesting that you're talking about being a guest in the establishment when we heard about the tyrannical way you treated the woman who brought you your curly fries a little bit late.
Oh my God. That to me was like hell. It was hell on earth.
I was still pretty polite about it, I think.
Absolutely not.
How did it go down?
I didn't order these. I did not order these. And he gaslit the woman in front of her face.
I don't remember saying I didn't order those. I thought I just said I don't want those. No. It feels... I lied to her. Okay.
Yeah. You gaslit the woman.
Well, serves them right. I had sat down. We have finished our meals, and we're heading out the door. And now you're going to try to charge me for fries? Get out of here. Come on.
I remember when it came up last time, you said you felt that it was just easier to tell her you had never ordered them.
Yeah. I think there are some times in life where I think, am I going to see this person again? So I'm just going to take the quickest route out of here. I did it at the grocery store the other week. I was looking at the plant-based meats, and I grabbed the sausage pack, and there was a guy. He was really dumbfounded, just staring at them, trying to decide amongst them. And I grabbed the ones I wanted, and he looked at me and goes, "Are those good?" I was like, "Yeah, I like them." And then he goes, "I like these," and he starts talking about his favorite things. And I go, "Okay." And then I make it very clear that I'm walking away, and he continued about stuff. And I stopped to be half polite, and then I realized there was no end to this. So I walked backwards like the Kool-Aid man, and then just walked away. And then by the time I got 10 yards away from him, he went, "Oh, okay."
Oh, and that makes me feel bad for this guy. He just wants to talk about vegan meats.
And there's an ego attached to my behavior too. At one point, I just assumed he was hitting on me, so I didn't have the time for it. And also, then when I walked away, I was like, "What if he wasn't?" Now I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I must be so hot that this guy just is hitting on me, so I'm going to be rude to him." I don't know what it was, but I just left, and I thought that was the easiest thing to do.
Does the Kool-Aid man walk backwards?
In a scene in Family Guy. It's
oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess more like Homer Simpson through the bushes.
Oh, yes. I mean, you just wanted to buy some sausages. You didn't want to have a conversation.
Would it have been nicer if I just said, "I'm sorry, I have to go"?
Maybe a tiny bit.
You're boring the hell out of me.
Not that
I don't
part.
want to hear about your meat choices. Your faux meat choices.
Not that part. But if you just said, "I'm so sorry, I have to go," that would have been a little politer. But I don't know that you owe him that, you know?
Yeah, I'm not good with small talk. when I'm not in the mood, I don't want to do it.
Well, I relate to that. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's
Why can't I
taxing?
just be polite?
RJ, you know him best. What's wrong with him?
A lot. He's too aggressive. If he was more passive, the small talk would be easier. He's demanding too much from the conversation.
Oh.
You know, not everyone's operating at the same level of depth. And he's demanding it of them, and I think that's wrong of him.
Like, you need to accept that the point of small talk is to skim the surface.
Yeah, just like meet some people where they're at. You know? Maybe they don't want to be deep. They don't need to be deep.
Could we do a practice round?
Yeah. Most of this, the past 40 minutes has been a practice round.
It's true. I mean, we began to really get somewhere with people who are afraid of pickles, but then we skated right out of it. All right. Who's going to start?
Small talk?
Yeah.
Oh.
You are.
Yeah, there was a bunny in my hostas the other day.
Oh my God, now this I can connect on. I want to get into this. We talking cottontail, hair? What do you got here? Floppy eared?
It was a big one.
Oh, yeah. Got color?
Yeah, beautiful.
If you guys want to get back on the bunny topic, real life, there's 2 bunnies now in the yard. I didn't get to the climax of the story earlier, but there's 2 bunnies in my yard.
By the way, you failed at that small talk because now you're back to talking about real stuff.
But it turns out I might be the problem.
Yeah. So there's 2 bunnies now. Tell us about them.
That's it. I think that it ends. I didn't really want to get into it more.
That's the climax. Wait, that's the climax?
Talk.
That's the climax. That there's 2 bunnies now?
Well, I don't know much more about them. Like, we don't talk, the bunny and I. We just kind of look at them.
Are they a couple?
Oh, God, I hope. Because if we got some baby bunnies in this backyard this spring,
yeah.
God, that would be so amazing.
That'd be pretty cute. All right. Let's see. Tony, you had to just mirror everyone?
Yeah, I may have done this before, I don't remember or not, but if I'm going out to eat, I will not look at the menu ahead of time.
That's
I know a lot of people like to do that and think about what they're going to get. I don't know.
You really do live like a rock star.
Right? I don't know. I know this is stupid, but I consider the sitting down, looking at them, it's like part of the thing for me. So I want to save it all for the restaurant.
But I think that's more normal.
Yeah?
I mean, am I wrong? Have things changed? Are people looking at the menu ahead of time now?
I think a lot of people are looking at the menu ahead of time. Yeah.
I like to know what I'm getting into. I like to have a plan of attack.
Here's why. Go ahead.
Oh, I like to glance and go, there's a couple things I can get here. I'll narrow it down to 3. And then when I get in, I'll give them a closer look.
Like, Daniel, if I'm going out to dinner with you, then
you do that because you need to have veto power over where we go.
Well, but let's say I was going out to dinner with you or something. I wouldn't. Yes, I probably would because I want to know if I want to go to this place. But in general, I don't mind looking at a menu when I'm sitting with you. But let's say you're getting lunch or something with someone and it's like business related or it's someone you haven't seen in a long time. I find it sort of anxiety inducing to sit there and you're trying to peruse the menu, but also you're trying to be engaged in your conversation with the person. That is awkward.
That part
oftentimes.
is tricky, yeah.
So then what I do, and this is what everyone should do, is say, let's figure out what we want and then let's catch up. You gotta
I can see the value in doing it, like in a situation where you don't want to waste time with the menu. I just don't think the idea that it's the thing you do all the time feels weird to me.
You know, it would save a lot of time. People food.
Yeah.
Dog food for people.
It could just be like beef, rice, pork.
I don't even want it to be that specific.
Okay, just
It's
kibble.
too much information.
Small, medium, large.
I'm not a huge fan of these QR menus at all the restaurants either.
No, I hate it.
No.
I hate it because my phone. I have to look at it on my phone, and it's harder to read on my phone.
And you just look like a table full of people just all not hanging out, staring at your phones.
Yeah.
Right.
Give me a fucking menu. Print that shit out. Come on.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I hated that, but now that you say it, yes. Speaking of hate, I feel like we have some hey, go fuck yourselves. Let's see, Daniel.
Oh, Verizon.
Oh, yeah.
Two things. Number one, we switched to the home Verizon, and they had this offer. You know, it's like you can, if you switch to home Verizon, you get like Amazon gift card and the new Xbox, which I don't even care about. I was just going to resell it, but fine, cool. I get it. They send me an email for the Xbox, but I missed it because it was like in a flood of my email is a disaster. And they sent it in February. I get it in March, and it was like already expired. Now, if you're going to do an offer like that, and it's only like if you click it in the month of February, you fucking say that up front. That's some bullshit. Okay? But all right. So Verizon, you can go fuck yourself for that. But today, I'm SOS on my phone. I can't fucking connect. And instead of any kind of way to connect with them, and if you try to call them, if you try to chat with them, you have to get a text on your phone, which I can't fucking get because my phone's not connected, so I can't even get through to Verizon. Verizon is one fucking pussy hair away from losing my business.
And I don't understand. What can you expand on the analogy?
Of pussy hairs?
Like what is your business as far as you're concerned?
I have home internet and my
no, but
two mobile phones.
Stick with the analogy of the pussy hair.
Be more detail.
If Verizon sends me one more pussy hair.
Oh, so they're sending them to you in the mail.
Oh, did I not mention?
Is it like a box full?
Did I?
Like,
no, they send them one at a time, Dalton.
Like what? They're an obstacle. Their pussy hair is an obstacle.
So look,
you. But they're preventing you from doing what?
Usually it's an add-on service where they will send you pussy hairs.
Right.
I did not sign up for it.
So you have enough, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm trying to cancel it, but I can't cancel it because I'm on SOS.
Right.
And I feel some kind of way about the boxes of pussy hairs that he's been receiving.
I have been collecting them.
Because he says they're from Verizon. But
I've heard of this.
I've never known for sure.
They send you these pussy hairs unprompted because they think you're going to review them on Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Verizon, look it up, the Verizon pussy hairs. Yeah, I'm saving them. I'll make something out of it. I don't know.
Right.
Some art. But
like a shawl.
I was thinking like one of those little like troll stuff.
What are you doing? An octopus thing? What do you got?
Like those.
I know what you mean. The trolls that have like the
treasure
big...
troll. Yeah, okay.
Pussy
Justin
hair,
Timber.
the
What
pussy
are you?
hair.
The big pussy hair.
Yeah. By the way, do you remember those things people used to make out of pantyhose? I think where it would be like they would sew little like they were like gnomes made out of pantyhose. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Sort of.
I think this was like very popular in the 70s.
You think about those old people apple carvings?
Yes.
Similar.
It's like a magnet. And by the way, how does that not rot in your house?
That was a field trip.
Still. What?
That was a field trip we did in elementary school where we walked like 4 blocks from our elementary school to some woman's house. We sat in her living room and she showed us all her apple sculptures.
Wow.
They're terrifying. They just look like wrinkly old people, but tinier.
I have a just mirror, everyone, that I'm only articulating now because it's been happening to me a lot lately. I am at the age now where I have a lot of things I'll remember and then I'll think, did that really happen, or did I dream that, or did I see that on TV or something? Because I have a memory of being at a place where they fixed dolls, like a bunch of different rooms you went into, and it was like a doll fixing factory or something. And in my mind, it's a field trip, but I'm fairly certain I didn't actually do this. Does anyone else have trouble knowing reality from illusion? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
All right. Guess it's not just me then. Oh, wait. What am I saying? We're doing Hey, Go Fuck Yourself.
Well, tell me more about the dolls. Tell those dolls to fuck themselves.
Hey, dolls. I won't tell dolls.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I feel like it was like a a doll doctor, which is so creepy sounding. It must have been a segment on Sesame Street or something where like you send if your dolls need another eye or something.
Build-A-Bear Workshop. Is that maybe where you went?
No, because it was I remember like a pile of doll legs. Dalton, Oh yeah, go ahead. No.
I have.
you.
Go. Someone go.
I want to hear yours, RJ.
I want to hear RJ's go.
Got a waste
yourself.
of breath.
Frankie Valli's backup singers.
Okay, hold on. Frankie Valli was going to be my twat.
Great.
Oh my God, you guys have the same
Are
algorithm?
you getting Frankie Valli content these days?
Start yours. I feel like yours is a general overview, and I have a specific issue.
Okay, yeah, you'll drill down. It started, I feel like TikTok was serving me Corey Feldman content, which was just like people, at his shows.
His guitar solo.
His guitar
Yeah,
solo.
that was going around a lot.
And it's just glorious. Very, very fun. And now I'm getting Frankie Valli. And what they're doing, I think, is people are going to see this 99-year-old man who okay, they have him perform, except they're playing the vocal track, it sounds like, of him when he was a young man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's up there, and he barely, and I mean barely, moves his mouth to, I think, lip sync. So you're watching a very old man. Just basically, I know this is an audio podcast, but just
Listen to his own music.
listen to his, kind of shuffle around and just barely move his jaw, not even his lips, just his.
I love it.
And it's mesmerizing, yes. Anyway, so RJ, you can go for it.
I think you could almost say he's an animated corpse.
It's very much
at this point. It's that bad. But what makes it egregious to me is his backup singers, who are not missing a beat and just still doing this weird dance at full speed and full volume and like the biggest smiles on their faces. And I'm like, you're Weekend at Bernieing this guy.
and smiling at him.
No shame.
And smiling at him like you're doing such a good job. Smiles.
Right. And internally, it must be soul crushing for these people. Because it's saying, like, here, can you back up this brain in a jar, basically?
Maybe a brain. Not sure.
And also, not for nothing, it's fucking Frankie Valli. He didn't revolutionize the music business. Even, like, doo-wop-wise, I can think of a bunch of other people that I would put before whose corpse I would rather see.
Now, do you feel that the honorable thing for them would be to just bring it down a notch so that there isn't such an energy difference, or just not do it at all?
Just let the guy die.
Or just sit him on a chair and you can come by and take a picture with him. Like, this whole business of having him pretend that he's singing is so bizarre.
Yes. I don't know which one of his nephews is in charge of his estate. And is injecting him with things to keep him alive.
So it's elder abuse.
It could be
100%. It's elder abuse to even watch it.
I wonder now if it isn't like when I worked at Fox every day
I'm looking this up.
At like 11 o'clock, Ronald Reagan would come to the office. I mean, this was like at the end of his life, and it would be like you would see this crowd of Secret Service, and in the middle you would just see the top of Ronnie's head, right? And they would he would come to the office, and this is what he was far into, like his dementia or whatever. He had Alzheimer's. And he would go to the office, he would sit at his desk, I guess, for like a couple hours and then leave. And the reason for it was they needed to keep him on a routine to keep his mind. Maybe this is the same thing for Frankie Valli. Like they need to.
Then he can do it in his garage.
I guess if he's that far gone, does it matter? Does there need to be an audience?
By the way, thank you for reminding me that I need to see that horrible Ronald Reagan movie because Scott Stapp, the guy from Creed, plays Frank Sinatra.
Oh, I forgot about that. I saw that.
I don't know about this movie.
Yeah, it's a Reagan. It's some weird. Who's in it? Dennis Quaid, Tony?
Let me look. I just mean I saw the thing about Scott Stapp.
To be Scott Stapp and to get the phone call, hey, we want you to play Frank Sinatra, and for him to go, I can do that.
Yep.
He's so incredible.
It is Dennis Quaid, yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan and Scott Stapp as Frank Sinatra.
What is this movie called?
It's just called Reagan.
Reagan? Yeah.
I wonder where they came up with that.
If I can get back to my...
Can we tell these people about Ronald Reagan impressions at wrestling shows?
Yes, we have a ring announcer named Bobby Cruz in AEW and Ring of Honor, who
Very great announcer.
Yeah, who told us
Genius with his voice.
Yeah, who told us once he does an impression of Ronald Reagan.
And
it was him saying, "Well, Nancy." And let me put it like this: he had to say Nancy.
Oh, he couldn't get the character without it.
Right. Or nor could we.
Oh, I see.
But
RJ would make him do it every week.
I make him do it all the time now. I need to get back to Frankie Valli.
Yes.
There's something else that bothers me about him.
Yes.
Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, right? Was the name
Right.
of the band.
Yeah.
And the Four Seasons were the rest of his group. There's only 3 of them.
Like ever?
No, well,
Or
the
now?
original Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, you would naturally assume it was fucking 4 guys.
just
Oh, I
5
see.
altogether.
Yes.
Right. It's not
Yeah.
the case.
He was one of the seasons.
No. He was
No.
But
playing
it's
God,
and
quite
the-
frankly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he was Mother Nature, however that worked. And
Also-
then the Four Seasons, he was probably like, divide it up amongst yourselves.
Wait, so there were only ever 3?
And
I
Just-
mean,
that's-
originally, listen, everybody else is thankfully, I think, dead now.
yeah, well, and Frankie Valli didn't even sing all the songs.
It was a
Like
vocal
what a
quartet.
night, not sung by Frankie Valli. He sings the bridge, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
now
mean,
he's
there's
not
been
singing shit.
so many
Yeah.
members. 1, 2. There's been like 12 members. Oh, even more than that now. But originally, it's a vocal quartet, meaning it's Frankie Valli and these 3 guys.
So,
Tommy
like, what is-
DeVito, Bob Guidito, I think they're Italian, Joe Long, and Frankie Valli.
So they're like, what should we call the 3 of us? I know, the 4 Seasons. I hate that.
And was each one of them one of the seasons?
Well, they can't.
Clearly not.
Right. They couldn't do it.
Right.
Well, they could if someone played double time. Maybe someone's autumn and spring. It's pretty much the same thing.
Sure. I mean, just why are we letting this guy still permeate the culture?
He should be canceled for this shit.
You guys are going hard at Frankie Valli.
Yeah.
You know what? It's his own
deserves
fault.
it.
Should have stayed in
And-
hiding.
He was also the beginning of the biography jukebox musical, right?
The Jersey Boys musical.
Oh, is that about him?
Yes.
It's about the
I
Four
didn't know
Seasons.
that.
There I was, just a kid in New Jersey, thinking, what am I going to do with this high voice of mine? And then 3 of the nicest guys say, hey, kid, you want to make some money? And then it happened. And they just go, and you guys seen the show, right?
Nope.
No, have
the
you?
only
Oh my
one.
God. I'm looking at a chart of who was in the group the whole time, and it was only him.
Oh.
He treated every other guy like shit.
That's why you keep it at 3. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it sends the message. Like, we don't even need-
anybody can be replaced.
Yeah. I could do two of you for 4 seasons.
Well, it sounds like RJ has something to say to him.
Frankie Valli?
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time. Oh, I got to say hello and welcome to the new patrons. And then we're doing Podcast Pals Product Picks.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Hello and welcome to Amy Myrovich and to A. Goodwin. Welcome. I hope you love it and appreciate your support. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. If you enjoy the show, please, I have my hand out. I'm saying, I beg of you. I'm directly supported. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Patreon.
Or AllisonRosen.substack.com.
Substack.
Or Both is the move. All right.
Substack.
Podcast Pals, product picks.
Podcast Pals product picks.
Dalton?
Oh, I have two. One's a TV show and the other one's a thing you can eat.
Great.
Where do we start?
With the TV show.
TV show. Been watching a lot of this program called Alone. It's not new. There's a lot of seasons out. It's a reality-based show. Do you remember that show Survivor Man? This guy would just go out in the wild and film himself.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like that, but a game show. They just drop these people off in these like desolate areas. They give them a bunch of camera equipment, and they're like, "Hey, just see if you can make it the longest." And they have no idea how long they have to be out there. They're just living off the land, and it's I just sit down. I watch them all. I find it so like calming and motivating. Some of like the contestants who get to like to the very end have like such a like chill demeanor about them, and I don't particularly like watching them have to like pull the pajamas off the animals before they eat them. That part's hard to watch, but the rest of it just makes me want to get out there in the woods, chop down some trees, and build a house.
Pull the pajamas off the animals, meaning skin them?
Yeah, I was finding a better way to say it than that. That's what it looks like, though. You ever seen somebody skin a rabbit?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to send you some videos.
Please do not. I mean, I can imagine it. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, great. And what is your thing you can eat thing?
Plums! You guys got to try plums. I mean, stone fruit season's kind of come and gone out here on the East Coast, but you Californians, you've got it all the way until October, late October. So get out there, get some stone fruit in you. Red plums, black plums, Japanese yellow plums. They're delicious, underrated, underused.
I could go for a yellow plum.
You're going to love it.
All right. Well, thank you, RJ.
Yes, you want my product review? What do
I
you
would
want?
like your product pick, yes.
But yes, this is one that I'm still obsessed with, and I don't own it. I hope that's okay.
That's fine.
The endless pool.
Like an infinity pool?
No, it's like a treadmill.
Oh, that you put in your... Go ahead.
It's like a pool. I guess if you really want to swim laps and you don't have the room for your own pool, you have like, it's a small pool with a current. So it keeps you in place while you're swimming. When I was in high school and I would go to the library.
Beautiful boy.
Okay, beautiful boy.
Yes, to bring it all around. I saw it in the back of like a Products Entrepreneur magazine, and I sent away for the free DVD. So I said, I got to see how this thing works.
It's you guys ever made a whirlpool in like
Sure.
in a round pool with your friends, and then try to swim against it?
No, that sounds fun.
Ever. That's what it is.
So wait, do they say, is it the thing that makes the current, or do they send you a small like pool, like a?
It's a small pool, and I assume it has a motor on it.
Okay. Because there's something similar. Lori Kilmartin, who was a guest on my podcast, I don't know how many months ago, she's a former swimmer or former competitive swimmer, and in her
And now what? She sinks?
she's a comedian. Who still does a lot of recreational swimming, but in her home pool, she has something that makes it so she can swim laps. And it's a similar thing, but you just put it in your pool, and then there's like a rope that somehow you're attached to or something.
She sounds like she's tethered in.
Yeah, there's some kind of tether.
Yeah,
But,
that's not this. That's
anyway.
a crude reconstruction of the
endless
technological
pool.
advancements made by the endless pool. And
All
to
right.
call it an endless pool, it's just brazen, you know?
It seems to be quite the opposite of what it is, really. Because it's really a
constricting.
tiny pool.
Yes, that you can't get out of.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to look this thing up.
Have you been in one, RJ?
No, but I've only dreamed about it.
When you received the DVD, what was your reaction?
Great. The happiest I've been in years.
And that's
I was
saying
like,
something.
let's pop this thing in. I watched the whole thing.
God, the days when you could send away for things.
Yeah.
Daniel and I both had that. It was probably after your time a little bit. There was this like square-shaped, thick white book that just had a bunch of addresses of places you could send away for free stuff from.
Like stuff you can get for under $1.
Yeah.
And it was just, places you can mail away. Loved
Do
it.
you remember any of the items?
No.
I feel like maybe stickers. Okay, that's all I remember. Anyway, I have one too.
What a deal.
It was under $1. Free.
It's this lip gloss. It's NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Cranberry Pie. And I'm wearing it right now under a couple of other glosses. So there's a real layering
You do
of
look real
glosses.
glossy.
Thank you. But I recently found it. I had misplaced it for a while, and then I found it, and I was like, oh, I liked this gloss. It's highly pigmented, and it's a pretty color for us true autumns, probably also for a winter. All right, listen, this has been too much fun. This has been an illegal amount of fun. I would like to thank everyone. You don't have to agree. I would like to thank everyone for joining. Dalton, thank you for joining. Where might we find you?
Oh, thank you, Allison. Usually looking for mink along the rivers and the canals, trying to get out there and touch with the animals, or on Twitch. I have a Twitch stream where I paint in front of the camera.
How do they find that?
Oh man, don't make me do all the work. I feel like if you want to find it, you'll get it. You'll find it.
I think you're right. No
Yeah,
need
work
to
hard.
We don't need to spoon feed
It's on
it to them.
Twitch.
Yeah. And then RJ City likes me to do his plugs, and I'm really out of practice. So let's see. Okay. So Hey EW, you can see that on the AEW YouTube channel every Sunday at the crack of dawn, followed by RJ Makes Coffee in His Underwear on his YouTube channel. And then just follow him everywhere. Just Google RJ City.
Thank you. I also want to point out Frankie Valli 4seasons.com.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a .com for this.
Yep. And it's definitely an old person's website.
Is it like
Let me put
MIDI?
it that way.
Hey, can I plug one thing for RJ?
Yes, please.
It was years ago. Him and I took place in a Halloween-based show. And I don't bring this up because it's spooky season. But one of the best matches I've ever seen RJ wrestle in, I think it's on YouTube. He wrestles in the we did a show that was based in like the 1920s. And RJ is a silent film actor, and he wrestles his stunt double, and they try to outact each other. And it's one of my favorite matches I've ever
Seen this.
That's
And
old,
also-
old wrestling, right?
Old
Yes,
wrestling.
yes.
Also on the same show, Dalton is a Phantom of the Opera type character.
He's too handsome.
Yes, I know how handsome he is.
And I only brought
Must be
RJ's
seen.
up so he would talk about my match.
It worked.
RJ City was RJ Metropolis.
Yes.
Daniel, what about you?
At Daniel Quantz at the Twitter or whatever Instagram.
Great. Tony?
I'll be with Motion City Soundtrack at the When We Were Young Festival in Las Vegas on October 19th and 20th.
Coming up.
All right, guys.
Oh, is this the rescheduling of it?
No, it's just this year's installment.
Oh, all right.
Fun
And
way to
follow-
sort of peter out the show. Go ahead.
And follow me everywhere. I have been doing more and more TikToks. I mean, I got like 12 important stories out of the zit I had on my nose. So if that sounds it's gone now. But, sometimes I like to check in.
You
if
were
that sounds
excited because you were
interesting-
getting another zit yesterday, and it was like more content.
Yeah, no, I was
Just
trying
go,
to
girl.
make the best of it. I think there's a hair product that must be rubbing my face and making my nose break out or something. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, I guess it is more content. I'm the Allison Rosen on TikTok. You can find me everywhere else. Just go to Allison'sLinks.com. Okay. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show?